going to start this morning on our back. So you can come there whenever you're ready. You can lay with your legs extended, or you can have extend to the frame. It's okay, right? So you can be here, whatever feels good. Just take a few moments. Let yourself arrive. Let yourself start to bring that focus to your breath. Now, you don't have to control your breath just yet. We're going to do that in a second. Now you're just noticing your breath, observing your breath. Trying to get to a place the breath is pushing out all those other distractions. And you find yourself fully focused on your mat, your practice. You find yourself fully present to your mat, your practice. Feel the breath right here, just letting that breath take over. Once you feel like you've got that full focus on your breath, then add that element of control to your breath. Just close your mouth. Start to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Allow your breaths to become longer, slower, deeper. As you inhale, pulling that breath all the way down to your belly. As you exhale, pushing it all the way out. That's going to allow us to move just with one breath, one movement. If you get too caught up in it though, right? If you feel like you can't do those deep belly breaths, they don't feel natural to you, you're not even really sure what I'm talking about. The only thing you really need to do in this yoga class or any yoga class you take is be aware of your breath. Know when you're inhaling, know when you're exhaling. Your body's going to find its own rhythm from there. When you're ready to start moving, right, from your back, just take your knees, hug them all the way in to your chest. Let's do some lumbar circles right here. Start to take your knees first over to the right. Just take them off to the right side of your body. Push them away. Just keep holding on to your knees. Push them all the way away from your body as much as you can while still holding on to them. Bring them to the left and then pull them back in. So what you're doing here, you're circling around that sacrum, the low part of your back. It's kind of like a little spinal massage. Feel good. It's just waking up the back. Do 2 or 3 more this direction. And then as you knees in next time, just switch directions. Now first take your knees over to the left, then push your knees away from your body, bring them over to the right and bring it back in. And let yourself circle around your sacrum here a few times. Come to a stop here. Right. Now you're going to hug your knees all the way in. Just take your hands to the crease of your knees. We're going to rock right up to easy sit today. If you want to roll to your side first, you can, right? You're just going to bring it up. Right. Come with your more comfortable leg in front. Doesn't matter which one that is. Right. Could be your left or your right at this point, right? What we're going to do from here is we're going to do our classic lotus flow. So we're going to move the spine in all these different ways. We're going to do it twice through. First with our more comfortable leg in front, then we'll switch, put the awkward leg in front. But as you inhale here, sweep your arms up to the sky. Now, as we exhale, we're first just going to side bend to the right. So you just drop your right hand down to your right side, reach that left hand right up and over. So you're bringing that left bicep right over the left ear. Inhale, come back to center here. Both hands go up overhead. Exhale, go the other way. Drop your left hand by your left hip. Reach that right hand up and over. Inhale, come back up. Now this time as we exhale, we're going to take a twist each way. So you're going to take your right hand back behind you. Take your left hand outside your right knee. Look over your right shoulder. Untwist here, bring your hands back up overhead. This time as we exhale, we go to the left. So you drop your left hand back behind your left hip, right hand outside your left knee. Look over your left shoulder. Untwist here, bring everything back to center. And now as you exhale, sweep your hands back behind you. You want to come so you're leaning back on your palms, right? Your fingertips are pointed towards your glutes, right? Pull your shoulder blades together, push your chest up, take your chin up. If this feels really good and you want to make it deeper, maybe you press your knees towards the ground and lift your hips. You don't have to add that unless you want to. Now wherever you are here, if your hips are up, let them float back down. And sweep your hands up to the sky again. This time we're going to turn the palms towards the front of the room, drop them right in front of that front shin, and then walk yourself forward as much as you can. Trying to bring your chest as far forward as you can without letting your hips leave the ground. And maybe you can drop your elbows to the ground, maybe not. Maybe some of you can get your chest and your head all the way down. You don't have to force anything. Just let yourself feel that opening in the hips. We're taking a couple extra breaths here. So take 2 more breaths. And then when you're ready, walk it all the way back up. Now let's switch our legs here. We're going to bring a more awkward leg in front, right? It's going to feel a little weird, but it's okay. We want to even everything out. So that's what we're doing on both sides. We're going to do the same flow again. It's just going to feel a little differently with your more awkward leg in front. So as you inhale here, bring your hands up to the sky, just like we did before. As you exhale, you're going to side bend to the right. Inhale, bring it back up to center. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, bring it back up to center. This time as we exhale, we're going to twist to the right. Right hand back behind your hip, left hand outside your right knee. Untwist, go the other way. Left hand back behind you, right hand outside your left knee. Untwist, bring your hands overhead. Again, float your hands back behind you with your fingertips towards your glutes. Lean back a little bit into your palms, pull your shoulder blades together, push your chest up, take your chin up. If you want to lift your hips, you can, but again, you don't have to add that part. Drop it back down, and sweep your hands back up to the sky. Now turn your palms towards the front of your mat. Drop your hands in front of your front shin, and just walk out into a fold here. Maybe you can't quite go as far with your more awkward leg in front. That's okay. When you're ready, walk it back up. Now we're going to come around into tabletop. If you can, maybe roll right over your knees if that doesn't seem like it's open to you, and just swing your legs around back behind you. Come into your tabletop. So now we're going to have our shoulders right over our wrists, hips right over the knees. We're gonna take a couple of cat-cows here. So as you inhale, lift your chin up to the sky, tuck your tail under, let your belly drop, that's cow. As you exhale, tuck your chin to your chest, round out your back, hollow out your armpits, that's cat. So just keep moving here. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. So you can be moving faster or slower than me. As we go through these, you can be moving faster or slower than anybody else here. We're just trying to move with our breath. Find that rhythm. Find the rhythm of your natural breath. Add your movements to it. Eventually, we're going to meet back in that neutral tabletop. Right? And we're going to tuck the toes under, lift the hips up and back. You're coming into your first down dog of the morning. So you're pushing your belly back towards your upper thighs. Letting your head hang between your shoulder blades. Push those heels as much towards the ground as you can. They might not make it all the way. They probably won't make it all the way. For most people, they don't. Right? But you can add a little movement here if you want to. Bend one knee, press that opposite heel towards the ground. Then switch it out. That's walking the dog. We call it walking the dog. You feel that nice stretch in the opposite calf. If that's not feeling great, maybe you just sway your hips or maybe you stay still. You're just going to take the time here to check in with your body. Jean says that down dog is a great time for observation of self. Right? So really noticing what's going on with you, your body. Make sure you're listening to your body as we go through the rest of our practice. Right now, you're going to put a slight bend in your knees here. Look between your thumbs. Bring your feet forward to your hands. We're coming to forward fold. Really touching the upper thighs. Head hanging heavy and long. Bend your knees as much as you need to so your belly can touch your thighs. Shake your head, yes and no. Make sure that there's no creases in the back of your neck. So letting those legs open up. Now we're going to do our sun salutations here. We're going to do them a little bit differently today. Right? What I want you to do right now, keep your right foot forward. Take a big step back with your left foot. All right, so we're here in a little runner's lunge. So your hands are just in front of your left foot on either side of it. Look up towards the front of the room. Right? And then just shift forward and back. Push with those left toes. Maybe let your right leg straighten out just a little bit. Push that left heel towards the mat. And just come back and forth here, back and forth. We're doing a different kind of sun salutation today. Because we're doing it a little differently, we're going to do it 4 times. We're going to do it 2 times with each leg in front, right? So this is our first one with the right leg in front. We're going to do it the second time. Our left leg will be in front. But we don't keep that leg in front for long, right? Here's what you're going to do here. You're going to bring both hands to the inside of the right foot. Just drop that left heel, push your right leg straight, turn your right toes towards the left side of the room. So you're in a wide forward fold, facing the long left edge of your mat. I'm going to turn here so you guys can see me. You just stay where you are. Like I said, you should be facing the long edge of your mat. Once we're all the way down in this wide forward fold, now you're going to bend into your right knee. You're just going to drop your right shoulder towards your right knee, and then take your left hand up to the sky. So we're just doing a little twist. And as that left hand comes down, push your right leg straight, put a little bend in your left knee, drop your left shoulder towards your left knee, and take your right hand up to the sky. Now, drop the right hand down, push both legs straight. Let the crying pride go towards the ground. Now from here, you're going to push away from the mat with both hands, and we're just going to rise all the way up into a 5-pointed star. As you get to your 5-pointed star, grab a hold of your left wrist with your right hand and just pull to the right. This is another little side bend. Come back to center and then go the other way. Grab your left wrist with your right hand. Pull to the left. Come back to center. Now from here, sweep your hands back behind you and interlace your hands behind your back, right? So you're pulling your shoulder blades together, pushing your knuckles towards the floor. Push your hips forward. Take your chest and your gaze up. Make a little back bend here. Then you're going to inhale, stand tall. Now as you stand up, keep your hands interlaced. As you exhale, just hinge at the hip. Right, start to lift your hands up and off your low back. As you come back down to that forward fold, you're trying to lift the hands right up and over your head. Once you get all the way down, release your hands. Right, you're going to turn your right toes, that's the foot we started on, back towards the front of the room. Bend into that right knee, walk it all the way back around into your runner's lunge. Then step your left foot forward to meet your right. So you're in that runner's lunge at the top of your mat, right? Or sorry, in that forward fold at the top of your mat. Take a half lift monkey in between, right? Pull your shoulders even with your hips. Then as you exhale, fold back down. All right, so now we're going to do that on the left side. So you're going to keep your left foot forward. Step your right foot way back behind you. So you're coming into that runner's lunge. Left knee over the left ankle, like I said, hands just in front of your left foot on either side of your left foot. Start to push with those right toes. Right, push that left knee forward. As you come back, maybe let your left leg straighten a little bit. Push your right heel towards the ground. And just go back and forth here a few times. Getting into that left leg. Getting into those hip flexors. Look up towards the front of the room while you're doing it. All right, and then you're going to come to a stop. Now you're going to bring both hands to the inside of your left foot. Drop your right heel. Push your left leg straight. Let your left toes turn to the long right edge of your mat. And let yourself sink down. So now you're in that forward fold, facing the other side of the room, the right side of the room, before you're facing the left side. All right? So we're going to do that whole sequence again, right? Doesn't matter which side we're on now, right? You're still going to bend first into your right knee and drop your right shoulder towards your right knee. Take your left hand up to the sky. Let your left hand come down. Push your right leg straight. Bend into your left knee. Drop your left shoulder towards your left knee. Take your right hand up to the sky. Push that right leg straight. Come back to center. And then from there, push both hands away from that. Rise all the way up to your 5-pointed star. Grab a hold of your left wrist with your right hand. Take that side bend to the right. Inhale, come back to center. Grab hold of your right wrist with your left hand. Take that side bend to the left. Come back to center. Sweep your hands back behind you and place them behind your back. Push your hips forward. Take your chest and your gaze up. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, hinge at the hip. Come back down to forward fold. So you're taking those hands up and off your low back as much as you can. And then release them to the ground. Now you're going to walk. Turn your left toes towards the front of the mat. Walk your hands over so they're on either side of your left foot. Turn your right toes forward. Step your right foot forward to meet your left. So you're in forward fold here. And then take your half lift into monkey. Shoulders even with the hips. Fold back down. And then from there, we're going to do that again on each side, right? So we're going to actually end up doing it 4 times. Keep your right foot forward. Step your left foot back. Come into that runner's lunge. Just take a couple shifts back and forth here like we did before. All right, then come to a stop. Bring your hands to the inside of the right foot. Drop the left heel. Push the right leg straight. Turn the right toes to the left side of the room. Let yourself come in to that wide forward fold. All right, bend into your right knee. Drop your right shoulder towards your right knee. Take your left hand up to the sky. Let that left hand come down. Push your right leg straight. Bend into your left knee. Drop your left shoulder towards your left knee. Take your right hand up to the sky. Let that right hand come down. Come to back to a wide forward fold. Push your hands away from the mat. Rise up. 5-pointed star. Grab your left wrist with your right hand. Pull to the right. Come back to center. Grab your left hand. Pull to the left. Come back to center. Sweep your hands back behind you. Interlace your hands. Push your knuckles towards the floor. Chest goes up to the sky. Lean back. Come up tall. And then hinge at the hip. Take those hands with you. Come back to your wide forward fold. Release your hands to the mat. And then you're going to turn your right toes back towards the top of your mat. Walk yourself back around into runner's lunge. And then step your left foot forward to meet your right. So you're in forward fold. Take a half lift to monkey. Shoulders even with the hips. Fold back down. Now this time as we come back down, you're going to keep your left foot forward. Step your right foot way back behind you. And just take a couple shifts here, pushing yourself forward and back. Forward and back. Use the legs a little bit. Come to a stop. Bring both hands to the inside of the left foot. Drop the right heel. Push the left leg straight. Let the left toes turn towards the long right edge of your mat. Sink in to your forward fold. Bend into your right knee. Let your right shoulder drop towards your right knee. Take your left hand up to the sky. Let that left hand come down. Push your right leg straight. Bend into your left knee. Drop your left shoulder towards your left knee. Take your right hand up to the sky. Let that right hand come down. Come back to your forward fold. And then from there, you're going to push away from that. Bring it all the way up. 5-pointed star. Grab the right wrist with the left hand. Pull to the right. Come back to center, grab the right wrist with the left hand, pull to the left. Come back to center, sweep your hands back behind you, release them. Take a back bend. Inhale, come tall, and then exhale, hinge at the hip. Bring it all the way down to your wide forward fold. Release your hands to the mat. You're gonna walk back towards your left foot. Last time, right? Turn your left toes towards the top of the mat. Let your right toes also turn towards the top of the mat. Step your right foot forward to meet your left. Take a half lift here into your monkey. And then fold back down. Now this time, as we inhale, we're gonna come up into a chair. So you're gonna bend your knees, send your hips back and down. Lift your upper body up. Your hands can reach forward, or they can be at heart center, or they can be up to the sky, right? Whatever feels good to you. Look down, make sure you can see your toes, wiggle your toes. Weight's all back in your heels, your hips are far enough back, your knees aren't covering your toes. Now, what you're gonna do here, you're gonna release your hands wherever they are. Maybe they're heart center, maybe they're reaching forward, maybe they're reaching up. But you're gonna start to swoop them back behind you. So your palms are up, your thumbs are coming together, shoulder blades are pulling together. From there, see if you can just shift forward and lift your heels. Oh, it's a little bit challenging, huh? Now, drop your heels, bring your hands back to wherever they were. Do that twice more, right? First, sweep your hands back behind you, then lift your heels. Drop it all down, come back to your chair. Do it one more time. Sweep your hands back, lift your heels, then drop your heels, come back to your chair. And then this time from your chair, you're just gonna push up, come in to a nice extended mountain. Maybe with your palms pressed together, you take a little back bend because it'll feel good. Come all the way up tall, and then swan dive all the way down, forward fold. Now again, here, we're gonna keep our right foot forward at the top of the mat. And step your left foot way back behind you, come into your runner's lunge. Now, this time from our runner's lunge, we're gonna drop that left heel, right? Keep your left toes pointed to the left side of the room. Still got that bend in the right knee with your right knee right over the right ankle. We're gonna rise into warrior one at first, just peeling that upper body off the right thigh, taking your hands up to the sky. Maybe you spin your pinky fingers in and lean back. Now from our warrior one, we're gonna come into side angle, a little bit differently, right? You're gonna bend into that right elbow. Drop it to the top of your right knee. Take your left hand, bend your left elbow, and just put your left hand on your left hip. And think about your left shoulder. You wanna peel that left shoulder open and look up over your left shoulder. Right? So it's like you're spiraling your chest towards the ceiling. A little different variation on our side angle. Now from here, you're gonna lift just your torso up, right? Your right knee is gonna stay deeply bent. Pull your torso up. Let that left hand slide along your left thigh. Reach those right fingertips up and over your head, right? So you're in this reverse warrior. If you want to wrap that left hand around your back, you can. Now, you're gonna cartwheel your hands here. Again, your legs stay where they are. Drop your left hand on the inside of your right foot and take your right hand up to the sky. So we came here to this twisted lunge. All right, now, what we're gonna do here, you can take your left hand, you can drop it down, you can keep it up, you can drop it to your left hip. These are all different options. I confuse Linda, she's like, what? Do what with my hand? Anything you want, really, right? But you're gonna turn your right toes towards the front of the room. You're gonna step forward with turn your left toes towards the front, that's what I wanna say. You're gonna step forward with your left foot. You're gonna step it off the right edge of your mat. All right, so you have a little bend in both knees, or you can have both legs straight. Like I said, your left hand can be up to the sky, or right hand can be up to the sky, can be on your right hip, or it can be down on the ground. And then from there, you're going to take that left foot, step it back around, drop your left heel again, and then push away from the mat with your left hand. Bring yourself up to warrior two. Big move. Okay, so now you've got that deep bend in the right knee. Still, right, your right knee's going towards the pinky toe side of your foot. You're looking right over the middle finger on your right hand, right towards the front of the room. Now, release your hands here. Drop them back behind you, just like we did in the sun salutation. Pull your shoulder blades together. Push your knuckles towards the floor. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, bow forward into your humble warrior. You're going to bring that right shoulder towards the inside of the right knee. Let your head go. So you're just looking here at your left toes. And of your right foot. Turn your torso towards the front of the room. Now you're going to push your right leg straight. And just let your upper body drape over that right leg. Right, so we're here in a pyramid. If you need to step closer with your left foot, that's an option. Right? So you can bring that left foot way up closer, just so it's easier to get that right leg straight. And right now your hands are on the mat on either side of your right foot. Maybe you want to lift your body up a little bit, lift your torso up so it's parallel to the ground like a monkey, and sweep your hands maybe back behind you. Maybe interlace them behind your back. Maybe bring your palms together, take it to a reverse namaste. That whole time you're keeping your right leg straight. Right, your chest is parallel to the ground, the front of your head is towards the mirror. All right, now wherever you are, we're going to come all the way up. Sweep your arms up overhead, and then just step your left foot forward to meet your right. Come back in our extended mountain. Swan dive back down into forward fold. Okay. Now we're going to do all that again. We're going to do it on the other side, right? We're going to start with that chair. So bend your knees, send your hips back and down, lift your upper body up. Hands can be reaching forward, hands can be at heart center, hands can be reaching up to the sky as we start. Right? But then what happens? Once you set up your chair, you sweep your hands back behind you, and you lift up off your heels. Now, drop your heels, take your hands back to where they were, regular chair. Right? Do it 2 more times. Sweep your hands back, lift your heels, drop the heels, bring the hands back to where they were. 1 more time. Sweep your hands back, lift your heels, drop your heels, bring your hands back to where they were. Now, on your next inhale here, come all the way up. Maybe press your palms together and take a back bend. Inhale, come up tall. And then exhale, swan dive it all the way back down, forward fold. Now from here, we're going to keep that left foot forward. You're going to take that big step back with your right foot. Come to your runner's lunge. Left knee over the left ankle, right leg nice and long. With that right heel, dial down so your right toes are pointed towards the right side of the room. Left toe still pointed towards the front of the mat. You're going to peel your upper body up off your left thigh, sweep your hands up to the sky into your warrior one. Maybe spin your pinky fingers in towards each other, look at them. Lean back a little bit here. Now from here, right, we're going to turn the torso towards the right side of the room. Bend into your left elbow. Drop your left elbow to the tip of your left knee. Bend into your right elbow and grab hold of your right hip with your right hand. Right, really peel open with that right shoulder. Look up over your right shoulder. So now we're here in the side angle variation. Now peel your upper body up off your left thigh, but keep that deep bend in your left knee. Right hand starts to slide along the right thigh as the left hand reaches up and over. Now if you want to here, you can always take that right hand and wrap it behind your back. But you got to keep bending into that left knee. Create that space. Now we're going to cartwheel the hands around here. Your right hand is going to land on the inside of your left foot. Left hand goes up to the sky. Let your right toes turn towards the front of the room. Make it a little easier. And again, as we do this next move, right, once you're in the twisted lunge, whatever you want to do with your left hand. Maybe it comes down outside your left foot. Maybe it stays up to the sky. Maybe it drops to your left hip. You're going to take your right leg, lift it up, swing it off the left edge of your mat. So you can tap your toes now. You can bend into both your knees. You can keep both your legs perfectly straight. You can have that left hand drop down, right? Just find where it's going to feel good to you. Right, then from there, you're going to take that right foot, step it all the way back, drop the heel, bend into your left knee again if you straightened it. Push away from that with your right hand so you can cartwheel yourself up into warrior two. So, deep bend in the left knee, looking right over the middle finger on your left hand. Now, from our warrior two, we're going to drop our hands, they come back behind you, interlace your hands behind your back, pull your shoulder blades together, take your chest, your gaze up towards the sky. So first you do a little back bend, then you're bowing all the way forward into your humble warrior. Bring your left shoulder towards the inside of your left knee. Maybe you can pull your hands up and off your low back. Maybe they stay resting on your low back. Let your head go, you're looking back at your right toes. Left shoulder is either inside the left knee, if it doesn't get that far down, then it's hovering above the left knee, but you're not resting it on your left knee. All right, now release your hands here. They're going to come on either side side of your left foot, torso goes back towards the front of the mat, and then push that left leg all the way straight. So you're here in your pyramid. If you need to move your right foot forward to get there, then do that. So your belly's on your left thigh, you're staring at your left knee. Just feel this is a big stretch in your left hamstring. Now, we're going to take that half lift here, so you're going to pull your torso up off your left thigh. Chest comes parallel to the ground, crown of the head goes towards the mat, towards the front of the room. Your hands are going to reach back behind you. Maybe that's all they're doing, reaching back, right? Maybe you interlace them. Maybe you take them to that reverse namaste. Take a breath here. And then slowly peel yourself the rest of the way up. Sweep your hands up to the sky, step your right foot forward, reach your left, back here, just at the top of the mat, extended mountain. As you exhale, let yourself swan back down into forward fold. Toe your feet out wide to the edges of your mat, so that your heels are in and your toes are out, and then bend into your knees and drop your hips. We're here in our Malasana squat. Maybe you can hang out here in Malasana squat and this feels good to you. If you feel like you can hang out here for another minute or so, no problem, then stay right here. If you have a block and you're sitting on the block, that makes it better sometimes. If you don't have a block and it doesn't feel good to you to be in the squat, then you're going to drop all the way down to your glutes and come to bound ankle. That's fine too. Find that comfortable place. Let your eyes drift closed. Just take a few moments here to reconnect with your breath. Make sure you still have that full focus on your breath. Make sure you still have full control of your breath. We lost either of those things while we were flowing. Reassert it here. Lengthen the breaths again. Slow them again. Deepen them again. 3 more breaths wherever you are. Down to our glutes at first, and then we're going to swing around. We're going to bring it back into tabletop, right? And that's where we're going to move from today to do our core work. So if you need a blanket underneath or some sort of padding, make sure you get that. We're going to have one knee or the other down as we work our core here. So once you're all set up in your tabletop, take your right leg and extend it long behind you, right? First, just have those toes on the ground. Press your back heel towards the back wall. Keep your shoulders over your wrists. And then just lift that right leg up to hip level. So now your right toes are pointed towards the ground. Your right knee is pointed towards the ground. Your right hip is pointed towards the ground. We're going to turn it into a spinal balance. Keep that right shoulder right over the right wrist. Reach your left hand forward. All right, I'm going to come sideways here so I think it'll be easier for you guys to see. All right, so I extended that right leg long. I've lifted it up. And now I'm reaching that left hand forward. Breaths right here. Just holding the spinal balance. And then from there, you're going to bend into your right knee. Right? So you're bringing your right heel toward your right glute. Sweep your left hand back behind you. See if you can grab a hold of your right ankle with your left hand. Really kick that right knee up to the sky. Push away from the mat with that right hand so you can chin up to the sky. This little back bend, even if you can't reach your ankle, right? Maybe you're just here. It's all right. You're still getting that back bend because you're looking up. More breath here. Now we're going to come back through spinal balance. Release that right leg. Take that left arm out long. Then what you're going to do from here, you're going to take that right foot, sweep it out all the way to the right, and drop your right foot down on the ground, right? So your left hand's still reaching forward, ideally, right? But what we're going to do, we're going to sweep that left hand up to the sky. And then you're going to take those left fingertips, dive them underneath your right armpit. All right, so come all the way to a thread the needle. Let your right shoulder come down to the mat. Or sorry, left shoulder. Let the left side of your head down to the mat. Let that right foot step way out. Hopefully that feels okay. If it's not something you usually do with thread the needle, right, today's your day for a little experimentation. See how that feels. Maybe you take your right hand here and reach it all the way forward. Maybe you take your right hand and wrap it around behind your back. And let your shoulder move in. We're going to take a couple more breaths here. We're like, we're not working on core anymore. We're just thread the needle. That's true. That's what we're doing. But it should feel good. And we're going to get the core back engaged here in a second. When you're ready, you're going to bring that right hand right back by your face, right? And then use it to push up, right? You're going to take your right leg, lift it up, swing it back behind you. Take that left hand, reach it back forward so you're back in your spinal balance. And then drop it all back down into tabletop. Right? So we're going to try that now on the other side. So here you're going to take your left leg and extend it long, toes on the mat at first, right? Pushing through that back heel. Myself in the frame, still in the pose. There we go. Now, when you're ready, lift that left leg up to hip level. And then take your right hand, reach it forward. So you're in full spinal balance here. Left toes, left knee, left hip pointed towards the ground. Left shoulder right over the left wrist. Somebody's grab a hold of your right wrist and your left ankle. They're pulling you in opposite directions. That's spinal balance, right? Hold this for 3 more breaths. Now, bend into your left knee. Bring your left heel towards your left glute. Sweep your right hand back behind you. Maybe you can grab a hold of your left ankle with your right hand. If not, just reach back there like you could. Really kick that left knee as high to the sky as you can. Take your chin, your gaze, towards the ceiling. You're pushing your chest forward. Pushing your left palm away from the mat. Hold here, 3 breaths. Ready? You're going to release back into spinal balance, right? So that left leg goes long again, right hand reaches forward. Then you're going to take that left foot, swing it around, drop it down. You want your left heel even with your right knee, right? Your left shoulder still over your left wrist. That right hand swoops up to the sky. And then you're going to dive those right fingertips underneath your left armpit. Let your right shoulder come to the ground. Let the right side of your head come to the ground. So you're finding your thread the needle. Like I said, it might feel awkward if you don't usually kick that left foot out, but it's a little different sensation. We got into it a little different way. Try it out today. See how it feels. Now you can take that left hand, either reaching it forward towards the top of your mat, opening up your left chest a little bit, or maybe you take that left hand and you wrap it around behind your back, opening up that left shoulder. Take 3 breaths here. Start to come out of this, right? We're going to use our core again. So you got to bring that left hand back by your face. Use to push you up. So as you unthread with that right hand, it starts to reach forward again, and then you pick that left foot up, swing it back again. You're back in your spinal balance. Just hold it for a breath. And then drop everything down into tabletop. Right? Bring your big toes to touch. Make your knees a little bit wider. Push your hips back over your heels. Let your belly drop between your thighs if you can. Come down to your child's pose. That back release. into tabletop. All right, this time, as we come to tabletop, let your hips come to one side or the other. Swing your legs around in front of you. All right, we're gonna come, everybody's gonna come into bound ankle here. So that means you're gonna bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees fall out to the sides. All right, sit up nice and tall here. At first, with your hands on your feet, like there's a string on top of your head, pulling you to the ceiling. If this feels good, this could be your pose, right? You could stay right here. You wanna add on a little bit more. Maybe you start to walk your hands past your feet, still keeping your chest, or your back, I should say, flat, bringing your chest forward. Right? Adds a little stretch to the low back, adds a little more intensity to the legs when you do that. You can stay right here. You can stay sitting up tall. Your final option is to come into full turtle. Some people love that. That's when you take your hands inside the diamond, slide them underneath your ankles so you can wrap your hands around your feet from the outside. Right? Then you round out, tucking your chin, drive your forehead towards your feet. Right, so all good options. You can be in turtle, you can be a regular bound ankle, or you can just walk it forward a little bit. Whatever feels good to you. Right? Find your spot. Let yourself relax into it for the next minute or so. Eventually, you're slowly going to come back up. All right? Bring your feet together now, so your knees are up to the sky, and your feet are flat on the ground. Bring your knees together, that's what I want to say. So your knees are up to the sky, your feet are flat on the ground. We're going to lie down on our back to finish off our stretches here, right? So reach your arms out long, past your knees. Right? Tuck your chin to your chest. You look down at your belly. And then just let yourself round down so you're laying on your back. Now, we're going to do another variation of bound ankle here. I want you to keep your right foot planted on the mat with your right knee up to the sky. Bring your left foot right next to it, right? Bring your knees to touch each other, and then just let that left knee fall open to the left. You take your left hand, press it down on that left inner thigh. Keep pushing it closer to the ground, right? You want to keep your hips mostly grounded. Don't let your right hip lift, so you're pushing yourself left. Just let those legs open up. Push that left leg towards the floor as that right foot and right hip stay grounded on the mat. If you want to take your right hand and reach it overhead, you can. If you want to take it out to the side, you can. If you want to rest it on your right hip, you can, or at your side. Just take 4 more breaths here. You're going to pull that left knee up. Plant your left foot on the ground, right? Take your right foot right next to your left, and then let your right knee fall open. So you're coming onto the knife edge of your right foot. You let that right knee fall open now. Again, your left hand can reach overhead. Your left hand can go out to the side, or your left hand can rest on your left hip or at your side. Right, but take your right hand, press down on the inside of that right knee, bringing it closer to the earth. right knee back up. As your right foot comes flat to the ground, you're back here in this constructive rest position. All right. Now, from here, right, just let both knees fall open. Bring the soles of your feet together. So you're coming into that reclining, full reclining downed ankle. It's going to feel a little different after we do those half ones. Maybe you can get a little deeper into it. And we're going to take 5 breaths here. Maybe your hands keep pressing into your inner thighs like we just did. Maybe they're at your sides or on your belly. Maybe you reach them up overhead, both hands, right, to open up the upper body. Whatever feels right to you. They can still be out to the sides if you want. As you inhale next, you're going to bring both knees together again. Let your feet be flat on the ground. Okay. Now we're going to bring our feet about hip width distance apart so we can come into our inversion starting with bridge. Walk your heels a little closer to your glutes, as close as you can get them. Whatever you were doing with your hands before when we were reclining down ankle, now you're going to bring your hands to your sides, palms face down. Press into all 4 corners of both feet, and as you inhale, lift your hips up to the sky. So you're in that bridge. If you've got a block and you want to slide under your hips, make it a supported bridge, you can, right? You don't have to. You want to tuck your shoulders at least slightly so your chest starts to puff open. And if you want to make this really intense, you can work one entire shoulder, then the other underneath your body. Clasp your hands underneath your body. Pushes your hips a little bit higher when you do that, right? Again, you don't have to, it's just an option. We're utilizing the strength in our legs, right? Those quads, those glutes. Engaging them so that we can lift our hips and increase the flexibility of our back. Take one more breath here. And then on your next exhale, let your hips flip back down to the mat. Nice and slow. Let your hips settle into the mat. And then from here, we're going to take both feet straight up to the sky. Come into our waterfall. So flex your feet like you're going to step on the ceiling. Let the blood start to go from your feet where it pools all day back to your head and your heart where you need it more. You can stay here in your regular waterfall. Again, if you have a block, you don't put that block under your hips for supported waterfall. That's an option. Maybe you want to lift your hips up off the mat and come into a shoulder stand. That's an option too. Find your place. Shoulder stand, supported waterfall, regular waterfall. We're all getting that increased circulation. We're all naturally lowering our blood pressure. We're all flooding the body with those anti-aging, anti-stress hormones. Lots of good things happen. We get a little bit upside down. So that's why we always got to do it at least once in every class that we do. When we're ready to come out of this, we're all going to come out of it the same way. You're going to bend your knees. Let them scrape right along your face and body. Slowly drop your feet back down to the mat. All right. Once our feet are all the way back down the mat, if you still have a block under your hips, you're going to lift up your hips, slide that block out from underneath you. Everybody's hips come flat to the mat so we can come into our happy baby. Now in happy baby, we take our feet up to the sky again, right? But this time, you want to separate your feet. Maybe slightly, maybe a lot, that's up to you. You're going to bend your knees. Maybe slightly, maybe a lot, that's up to you. And then you're going to reach up with your same foot, with your same hand for your same foot. Right? Maybe you grab the ankle or the shin or the knee, maybe you make it all the way to the foot. It doesn't matter where you make that connection along your leg, as long as you make it. Right? Once you've done that, roll forward a little bit because you really want to feel that sacrum, the low part of your back. Press into the mat. Once you've got that sacrum pressing into the mat, then you're going to rock from side to side, giving yourself a little spinal massage. That should feel good as you do this. If it doesn't feel good, you don't have to do it. It's up to you. You want to change your leg position here. You can do that. Maybe now you feel like you want your legs to go wider, straighter. You want to bring them in more, bend them more, right? It's okay. Wherever it feels really great to you, that's where you want to be in your happy baby. You want to be happy in your happy baby. here, you're going to take your knees and come all the way in to your chest. And we're going to take our final twist here. Let your arms go out long, like wings in a T position. So your palms are face down, and then as you exhale, let your knees drop over to the right as you take your chin and your gaze to the left. If you want to here, you can take your right hand, press down on those knees with your right hand, make them come a little closer to the earth. Maybe you want to extend your legs toward your right fingertips. Maybe you just want to stay where you are, right? All good options. Find what feels best to you. Let yourself hang out here. A few more breaths. Keep that left shoulder anchored, right? That's what's going to give you the twist. Everything else, just what feels right to you. On your next inhale, pull your knees back to center. Now we're going to drop our knees over to the left. We're going to look to the right. Think about what side we're on. Right, if you want to do the same thing here, you can take your left hand, press your knees closer to the earth, or you can take your legs and you can extend them towards your left fingertips, but you're keeping your right shoulder anchored here in this twist. Find your spot. Make sure you're looking over your right shoulder. We always finish off this twist. It seals up our practice. Lets our bodies remember everything we did today. The next time we can practice yoga, it's all a little easier. We're going everywhere, a little deeper. That one final hug into your chest. And let's set up for our final pose, our Shavasana. Put your legs, go long, take your hands to your sides. That's your traditional Shavasana, flat on your back. If flat on your back is not comfortable to you, don't stay here, right? You've got tons of other places you can go. You can bend your knees, you can fall in against each other, you can butterfly your legs like we just did at mountain ankle. You can roll to your side, you can roll to your belly. You can sit up. Just find somewhere to be where you're perfectly comfortable, where you're going to be able to stay perfectly still. And most importantly, where your mind is going to be able to go perfectly quiet. Don't try to control your breath anymore. Let your breath go. Let it begin to guide you. Let it guide you right to that place where there's nothing left in your mind but you and your breath. If you can get there, that's your true quiet of the mind. slowly start to come back into the room. Wiggle your fingers, your toes, feeling that increased sensation that comes to the quiet mind. If you want to here, you can take your arms overhead, do a nice full, deep body stretch. And from there, just let yourself roll over onto your right side in a fetal position. Take a couple breaths right there, just to reacclimate to our space. Let the sights and the sounds of the room come back to you. As long as you need right here. Then when you're ready, only when you're ready, push yourself up to seated. And we'll close here. So we're going to close with just our 2 Bhamari breaths and then an Om. The Bhamari breath, we inhale as we exhale, make that little humming sound in the back of the throat. So we'll do 2 of those, and then the Om is the universal syllable, using all parts of the throat. You can join me in these breaths, or you can just listen. Let's close our eyes here. We'll inhale together. Inhaling again. And then we'll inhale one final time and Om. Let your eyes drift open. Bring your hands to heart center. Thank you, all of you, for sharing your energy, your practice with me this morning. The light in me honors the light in each of you. Namaste. All right, so I will see you guys all again on Wednesday night for some yin. Liza will be here tomorrow morning for Payo if you want more gentle. Heidi's here tomorrow night with some gentle. So I will see you all soon. Oh, hey, Sarah. Bye-bye.